Good evening, everyone. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we have roll call, please?
President Glass.
Here.
Councilwoman Campbell.
Present.
Councilman Toy.
Here.
Councilman Ruthven.
Here.
Councilman Boyd.
Here.
All present.
Thank you. Our first item on the agenda tonight is our CREST funding. I invite Councilwoman Campbell to discuss this.
Actually, I think we may need to defer. We had agreed on one of the projects for the 2022 funding, which would be the Daniel Ninham statue. But for the other project, there's still some data gathering that we need to do. So we'll bring that back at the next meeting.
Okay,
Thank you.
Okay, then never mind. We're not doing
Sorry,
that.
I didn't get a chance to tell you how to.
Okay, well, you're up for our next item, too. Our next item is energy benchmarking. Do you want to start the discussion on that?
Yeah, this is just a discussion tonight. I had brought this up once before. This is a program through the Hudson, through NYSERDA, where the Hudson Regional Council will actually provide assistance for us to do energy benchmarking on some of our buildings. That's a climate smart activity. It will also get us to the threshold we need to get a $5,000 grant, because we've already completed 3 other energy saving activities that fall under NYSERDA's criteria for this. At the time, the resolution that we had to pass, I'd gotten a sort of a sample resolution, looked rather onerous, and I wasn't sure exactly how much work would be involved in this for us, so I did a little more research, and I hope to have a resolution for the next meeting. But it turns out that all we really need to do is to collect the utility bills, the energy bills, very much the way we did for our greenhouse gas inventory. So some of those bills we may already be able to use. And the Hudson Regional Council will actually do the calculations for us, I think for up to 4 buildings for the town. And we would have to do all of our buildings over a certain size, but it's really not that much work. There's a spreadsheet tool that's very straightforward. So I would like to go ahead with this, and I will be bringing a resolution on this to our next meeting. Any questions? I'm happy to attempt to answer them. Okay, thanks.
All right, everyone's good?
Yep.
Okay. And don't worry, everyone, we have 2 items to add to the agenda, so
It's not too short.
you're not getting out here right now. I don't want you to get excited, Kathy. So our next item is planning. They are asking us to accept a bond for escrow for inspection and a surety bond. Comments, concerns?
Nope.
Someone want to read it?
I make a motion to pass a resolution accepting an erosion control surety bond and escrow for inspection fee. Whereas the planning board by resolution number 13 of the year 2023 dated September 21st, 2023 has recommended that the town board accept an erosion control bond in the amount of $4,700 and an escrow for the final inspection fee in the amount of $1,000 from the owner of the property located at 2 O'Brien Court, identified as tax map number 21.1-19. And whereas the town board wishes to accept the recommendation as set forth in planning board resolution number 13 and accept the erosion control bond and inspection fee, now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Kent hereby accepts the recommendation of the planning board that an erosion control bond of the amount of $4,700 be posted and an escrow for the final inspection fee in the amount of $1,000 be approved for tax map number 21.1-19. And make this motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I make a motion to add an item to the agenda for municipal repairs.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We received a resignation for one of our mechanics in municipal repairs, so I'm asking that we accept that resignation tonight, and we authorize Lana to advertise for the opening. Any comments or anything? Okay. I believe we have a resolution. We just have to put,
Yeah, got it.
Okay.
You gonna do it?
doesn't matter. You want to do it?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, just film it, wherever those are.
Okay, gotcha.
Thank you.
Make a motion to adopt a resolution accepting the resignation of an employee of the town of Kent Municipal Repairs. Whereas the town of Kent wishes to accept the resignation of Nicholas Matos as a mechanic with the Town of Kent Municipal Repairs Department effective October 9th, 2023. And whereas the town board of the Town of Kent wishes to advertise for applicants for the vacant position of mechanic in municipal repairs. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board accepts the resignation of Nicholas Matos as a municipal repairs mechanic with thanks for his service, and be it further resolved that the town board of the Town of Kent hereby authorizes its town clerk, Yolanda D. Capelli, to advertise for applicants for a municipal repairs mechanic position. I make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. I make a motion to add an item to the agenda for the assessor's office.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have been asked by our assessor Seth Plowski to accept the bids that we opened up for the reassessment project. We received two bids, and he's asking us to go, he had confidence in both bids, but we're gonna go with the lower proposal, the lower cost.
So is this going to be the hybrid data or the full data?
I believe
Where?
I believe the way I read his paragraph that he wrote, he's looking at the GAR, or GAR, I'm gonna call it GAR hybrid.
Yep,
Okay, and that's the lowest cost.
yes.
Which is $545,000, but compared to the other company,
But it's
which was
lower.
substantially higher. So the full data collection is they actually physically go door to door. With the hybrid, they do a lot of aerial research, so there's not as much physical on the ground assessment of it.
Right.
Right. Am I right on that? That's the way I
Yes, you
interpret
are.
the way he's defined that, so. So we don't have a resolution to
We do.
accept this,
We do have you have a resolution in your packet, but
Oh,
I
it's on the
think,
back, I'm sorry, I didn't flip it all the
I
way over.
think, is there?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
545 is the lowest. Each company gave us a full data and a hybrid data. So they ranged from the full data of one of 997 to the lowest, which is the hybrid of the second company at 545, and it pretty much scales all the way down through.
So do they come with that new software, or that's their problem?
Yeah, so what we did ask was, we asked Seth to go through and do apples to apples comparison before he made his recommendation, and made sure we were pretty much getting the same thing from each company and there wasn't something being left out. And he felt confident that both of them were very comparable in what they were offering.
But
So,
the
you know,
GAR is-
software is not my question to ask, trust me. But I know I have faith in him to have reviewed it. I was at the opening with him, and I'm looking at both of them, and I said, yeah, here, give us your best analysis on these, you know? So I think that's where we're at on it, right? Yeah, go ahead.
Is there any other comments? Everyone's good?
I make a motion for a resolution accepting proposal for 2025 town-wide reassessment. Let's see. Whereas the town board recently sought requests for proposals for the 2025 town-wide reassessment, and whereas 2 proposals were received and opened and publicly read aloud by the town clerk on August 31st, 2023. And whereas, after reviewing the proposal, only one proposal meets the qualifications in the request and is therefore the lowest reasonable bidder, and the town assessor has recommended that the town accept the proposal of GAR Associates LLC for the 2025 town-wide reassessment in the amount of up to $600,000 for the desk data verification and collection and photo images, and up to $5,500 a parcel for public utility properly appraised as needed. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Kent hereby accepts the proposal of GAR Associates LLC for the 2025 town-wide reassessment as further described above. I make this motion.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
And just for a little clarification, when I said 545,000, that's the base price for the top stuff, and then there's like a menu of prices underneath that they can't predict, in-court visits and stuff like that, and that's why it's actually at $600,000. It gave a cushion to cover some of those. Yeah, I mean, just to give you an idea, utility appraisal is 5,500, utility, additional training, 750 each, small claims, 500 to 1,000. You know, they don't know how many of those are gonna come in. I think that's what the difference is, the 545 up to $600,000. Give us a little cushion
Yep.
there.
You're up.
I'm up, vouchers. I'll ask the board to approve the following vouchers from October 3rd, 2023. All-season property maintenance, $2,400 for cemetery mowing. Semco Water, $3,317.15 for monthly operations for Water District Number 1. Elon Financial Services, $7,015.71 for the credit card for September. First Person Sports, $3,950 for laser tag. GenServe, $3,759.35 for generator repair. Global Montello Group, $3,342.26 for gas and $6,128.69 for diesel. JTR Transportation, $2,800 for transportation to cruise.
For the seniors.
Seniors.
Oh, okay. So it's the bus to the cruise, I got you. Kecht Construction, $11,350 or $61.08 for FEMA project at Ryan's Park. $33,760 for a FEMA project for highway, and $84,206.39 for a FEMA highway project, and $201,167.69 for a FEMA project for highway. Millennium Strategies, $3,000 for grant services. Peckham Industries, $35,147.15 for a FEMA project for highway. Putnam County Commissioner of Finance, $2,500 for 2023 outreach program. Laura Roberts, $2,880 for our prosecutor for September. Spain Agency, $81,132.44 for an insurance installment. State Comptroller, $39,444.50 for Justice Court for August. Stronghold Industries, $11,175.98 for truck repair for highway. Town of Kent Municipal Repairs, $9,644.64 for chargebacks for highway. Wind Waste, $9,280.73 for Lake Carmel garbage, and $9,771.91 for Lake Carmel garbage. And an additional one added on is Done Right, $60,000 for Ryan's Field. I ask the board to approve as read.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I have a couple of announcements. On Saturday, October 7th, there is the 12th annual Caitlin Rose Savio event at Kiwi Country Day Camp, $10 per car for tennis, mini golf, jumping pillow, baseball courts, gaga, boating fields, and face painting. For more information, you can call 845-222-6908 or email the Caitlin Rose Savio Foundation at gmail.com. On October 14th, it is the Putnam County Department of Health Residential Household Hazardous Waste Drop-Off Day at Fawnstock State Park. You have to pre-register. You can visit putnamcountyny.com/health/recycle, #HHWD, or you can call 845-808-1390, extension 43125. And also on Saturday, October 14th, we have our 2023 Kent Community Day. It was rescheduled from a couple weeks ago. Come on down for obstacle courses, bouncy house, balloon animals. The fire trucks will be there. We have a DJ, a photo booth, a tumble bus, lots of community organizations, shopping, food trucks, ice cream trucks, caricatures, face painting, glitter tattoos, and much more. So join us from 12 to 4 on October 14th, right here at Town Hall.
Good.
That's all I have.
I just have one. I was asked to read this tomorrow. If you're old enough, like me, if you remember on TV when they used to have those annoying emergency broadcast system, EAS messages, well, it's not just TV now. Tomorrow at 2:20, the test message will be sent to all TVs, radios, and cell phones. This is from FEMA in coordination with the FCC. It is a nationwide test. It's nothing to be alarmed about. So please, tomorrow, don't call 911 at 2:21 saying that, are we getting bombed by the Soviet Union? Because that doesn't exist anymore. So that will be tomorrow at 2:20 on October 4th. It's just a nationwide emergency alert system and a wireless emergency alert that will be sent out. So don't panic.
Okay, I have a couple. Conservation Advisory Committee is planning a fall foliage hike at Mount Nimham Fire Tower. However, I'm just looking at the press release that's about to go out, and it says Saturday, October 15th. So I think it was supposed to be Sunday, but please check the papers to be sure, or look at the KCAC website. And also, we're going to bring back the Star Party event, the astronomy event that we had last year, and I believe that's going to be November 11th, with a poor weather date of November 12th. So watch the papers for that as well. And then at Kent Public Library, in case you grew up with the boring Legos that I grew up with, things have changed. And I'll tell you, if my kids were little, I would be down there tomorrow at 4:30, first Tuesday of the month. For 3 months, there is Lego Club for grades K through 4, and parents are allowed to build. Also on the 7th, Saturday, Katie Mack, who's a local artist and musician, is going to be reading the book that she herself wrote at the library at 10:15. And you can register on the library's website for that. I have never been to the Pumpkin Glow, but apparently Pumpkin Glow is back for this year for Monday, October 23rd at 6 o'clock. And I think you bring your jack-o'-lantern, and there are all kinds of activities. And then on the 24th of October, I'm interested in this, there's going to be a spring bulb planting, the great big give back, planting spring bulbs here at the town center, so then we can watch them bloom when the winter is over. And that's all I have. Thanks.
Public comment? Well, one of you usually has something to say, so I was waiting for.
It's a long day, I'm exhausted.
Me too.
I know you guys are very quiet. You mentioned FEMA a few times with Highway, and you mentioned FEMA. How is FEMA doing with the bridge?
So that's interesting. We got some reports from the engineering firm that's doing it, and they got some bids for boring tests for the bridge, which is the next step, and I think we just have to accept those bids. We just got them today, right? I just saw that
Yes,
email.
it's not, they're not ready for us to accept yet, but also, Rich, you're talking about for the highway. He had a meeting actually this afternoon after our budget meeting at 1 o'clock with Yulia, our FEMA representative in FEMA, and they were in there for a couple of hours, so
So
they were
it's
making
a
progress.
good sign. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I know we just spoke a little bit about the community center, but where are we with that? You were having bids, or you were getting prices from the engineers?
We haven't had another meeting with our engineering firm since they sent us the bid to tell them that we need to go and,
No, they know what they need to fix.
well, we have to have them readjust what they gave us because it was the Taj Mahal. It was.
I know, I thought that was like 2 months ago.
We haven't met with them again, but
They had started to
It's
work.
going.
Yes.
Wasn't there a separate bidding process for the asbestos remediation?
we did get an engineering report on that, but we have not put the remediation out to bid for the removal of it, did we? We never called the company in for the removal of it till we decide what we're gonna do with the building as a whole.
So when
But
do you think?
they did know that we weren't happy with their original design.
Yes.
And they had been working already on bringing a new design to us, so
But
they.
we haven't seen that though.
No, we have not seen that yet, but they did know that the original
Do
design
you
was not
know when this
what
would
we
be
were-
coming about? It's been 3 years,
I know.
and that's pretty sad.
I'll reach out to Eric tomorrow.
Thank you.
On that same note, we probably should set up another meeting with them about the old police station, get that rolling too. I'll put that on the list, talk to
Yeah.
them about both of them.
Sue Kotzer, Town of Kent. I see the shed is out there for the e-waste.
Oh, yes,
And
thank
I
you.
would like to know when you will start collecting the e-waste, because people are still coming into recycling, asking when can they bring it in? And also, I understand that it was on Facebook. I don't do Facebook, so,
Well, I put a picture of it on Facebook, yes, thank you, I actually forgot about that.
Okay.
The shed is out there, and they are coming Thursday to drop off the pallets and stuff that have to go inside. So I am going to put out, but on Wednesday, so a week from tomorrow, we will start collecting. I'm gonna do it the same day that recycling is open on Wednesday, so from 9 to 12, people can come down and put stuff in the shed.
so the schedule is Wednesdays?
For right now, Wednesdays, 9 to 12.
Only one day a week?
For right now, yes.
Okay. Well, it's a start. Thank you.
We're hoping that after, as it gets going, maybe in the spring, we'll do a couple Saturdays here and there, but for right now, every Wednesday. And it's good if people are up for recycling, they can come right down.
The rest of the town doesn't come to recycle.
No, but a lot of people do go to recycling, and then they can come down. That's how you've been having people ask you about it, right?
Evening. Just wanted to ask, and thank you, Councilman Campbell, for getting back to me about the grant for the, is it the New York State Forward? So I serve on the Putnam County EDC as well. Along, turn that mic up a little bit. Sure. It's very rare when I have to turn it up. So I serve on the Putnam County EDC as well, and we're just looking at this from, and on beautification and on Lake Arm, there's so many benefactors if this was to go through that could tie together the walkway around the lake, along with a sidewalk along 52, which really is a greater town of Kent asset at that point. I really think it'd do a lot to bring in and tie together something which we really don't have, and at least give the town a look and feel of a connected community, you know, with different buildings. I think it'd probably be more likely to attract more businesses as well, improve land properties and everything else. There's so many things. I can't imagine a project that would have a bigger impact on the town as a whole than this one. So can you just share what the process is and the timing on that, and then whether there's any other follow-up information they'll be needed to be provided with?
I have to say, I'm somewhat new at this. We applied last year and were not successful. We just applied again. The deadline was last Friday. And from here, I'm not sure exactly when we would be notified. I think it's either later this year or early next. My understanding is that if we are fortunate enough to be awarded New York Forward, it's either $2.5 million or $4 million, and planning services are provided as part of the funding. I know that community engagement will be very important. One of the things we had put in the application was, sort of what is the infrastructure support, and also what is the administrative support and community support for the grant. We had talked about there being a committee that would work with the planners if we are funded, and we will certainly be looking for members of the community to participate in that. We did have some volunteers who came forward already last year and said that they would be involved. I think, Kathy, you were one of them. And so that went into the proposal that there would be plenty of volunteer support from the community if we are funded. And now we just have to wait and hope that we might be lucky this time around. I think we have a much stronger application this time around, and so I'm optimistic that our odds are improved, and so we'll see.
Good. Related question, and I'll let it go at that point. Is there anything that we could potentially look at through the grant writer that might be also available similarly on the federal level? Because there's still, as I understand it, more infrastructure monies to be awarded under the 2021, I believe it was, Infrastructure Act. Is there anything else in there? I would think that you could just model and simply almost cut and paste a lot of what's in that one towards something federal. I know that there's different processes and different questions and all, but...
Yeah, I think that's a question for our grant experts. I believe that some of that federal money is actually being filtered through state government to the towns and other municipalities. In fact, I suspect that The fact that WQIP is funding dam repair this time is because of that infusion of federal funds.
Okay.
Because in the past, there was no such funding, and FEMA would not do it in their flood mitigation program. They felt it's the responsibility of the municipalities. But this is a question I can ask our grant firm, and we will be meeting with them next week. So I know there's another big grant opportunity. Right now, I can't recall the exact name of it, but there's another one that has to do with, pedestrian, walkability, bikeability, energy savings kinds of things. That would be another possibility for trying to go after sidewalks and things of that nature. So, yes, we may be able to take some of the same narrative material and adapt it for some of these other grants, and we definitely want to keep going after whatever we can until we can achieve our goals.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you.
I make a motion to go into executive session for discussion of litigation.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.